So, when I talked about the Magic like a couple days ago or something, Markelle Fultz was a blurb, but I figure since I've been talking about young players, we could talk about Markelle Fultz. I had a tweet like today or yesterday where I basically said, can we consider this upcoming season to be Markelle Fultz's rookie year? Because if you look at his games played, it effectively could be, which is pretty wild to think about. But this may be our first real look at the guy. But even then, I don't think the Magic should just throw him out there. I mean, it's kind of wild to say that DJ Augustin should start over Markelle, but that should probably be the case, because of course the Magic, they care about making the playoffs and not sucking, and even if that means just getting to 45 wins, I think they want to do that. So as a result, probably just don't thrust Markelle in there right away. Now, I'm still saying, like, give him at least 20 minutes. I mean, the babying of this guy, that's over, okay? You're paying the dude $12 million a season, or you're about to pay him that much, whatever. You gotta put him out there. For one, I think you can play him kind of with a lot of these guards. I mean, if there's a world where Markelle can be a shooting guard, which maybe he can't, because maybe the teams just ignore the crap out of him and that's it. But maybe he can technically be the 2 guard, but he is really the point guard. Like, you have him out there with DJ Augustin and Evan Fournier. Those 2 can make shots. There really isn't a small ball 4 option on this team as a shooter. I mean, if you really try hard enough, you could throw, like, Terrence Ross out there. I mean, Aaron Gordon, I guess, would be your best bet, and you can argue that wouldn't even be a small ball 4, just be a regular 4. But perhaps you could really surround Fultz with some shooting there. And as far as Vucevic is concerned, I mean, I think it's going to have to be from 3. I don't think Vucevic popping to mid-range is going to do much of anything to get him open, because the teams are just going to dare Markelle so hard that it's like, you know, they're just going to be able to defend Vucevic's shot. It's not going to be that difficult. Also, piggybacking off of my cynicism towards Nikola Vucevic's previous season, I don't know if Vucevic is just going to be that ultimate center who's like making Markelle Fultz's day amazing. Just don't really think it's going to happen. Like, Vucevic, look, he's not bad, but I don't buy that he's this all-star who suddenly came alive at like 28 years old. I just don't. But all that being said, he can still make open jumpers, and that's not the worst thing in the world for a guy next to Fultz. Now, another thing is, how much of the offense is Fultz really going to be given? Because again, you know, going back to the idea of Orlando, they're trying to win. And by the way, Steve Clifford, potentially the worst coach for Markelle Fultz, because Clifford doesn't give a crap about where you're at in your development. It's, can you help me right now? I mean, granted, Malik Monk, nowhere near as good as what we think Markelle Fultz can be, right? But it felt like Steve Clifford didn't even give Monk a chance with the Hornets, and wherever he was drafted make you think, like, you should probably get that guy out there. So, I mean, Markelle's going to have to be probably making like a positive impact pretty quickly. Now, he can definitely do that defensively. I mean, I've said it before, he's 6'4" with a 6'9" wingspan, so maybe that's his opportunity to get on the floor. Granted, he might just get on the floor by default because the Magic's guard rotation, it's not exactly murderer's row. I mean, you got Fournier and Ross and Augustin. Those are 3 actual players. After that, it's a whole lot of there's something going on and it's not necessarily good. So Fultz is going to have his chances. But even then, I do fear that you just maybe can't play him with certain guys. Like, the Gordon, Isaac, Vucevic thing, it already doesn't look very pretty. I mean, this team's offense, even with the run that they went on a year ago, they finished in the bottom tier of the league. So, throwing Fultz into that whole mix, that can be tough. Now, in terms of just pick and rolls and ISOs and that type of thing, like, I think I mentioned this kind of earlier, but like, how much of that type of stuff is Fultz really going to be able to do? Because if you're asking him to play off the ball, I mean, good luck with all that. So is he just going to be cutting? Is he going to be attacking constantly in transition? Is he going to be getting a bunch of steals, which I think is definitely possible with his physical traits? There might just be a bit of generating points here, unless he just comes in and proves, like, you guys got to give me the ball. Like, I know my shooting is probably still going to be a problem, but I can just create way more than Augustine, Fournier, and any of these dudes can. So that's all going to be very interesting. I don't think it's going to go very well. I don't think it's going to go horrible either, because I just trust that Fultz is still elite at certain things, right? Going off the dribble, and he's probably a damn good passer and finisher and all that kind of stuff. So, I don't know. Can I predict a stat line for Markelle Fultz this season? We'll say something to the effect of, I don't know, 10 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Defense is better than everybody thought it would be. And his efficiency is, like, not good, but not completely awful. And overall, the advanced stats probably don't like him that much. So there you go. There's my prediction for Markelle Fultz. Is there a time, is there a world in which at one point Fultz can be a guy that you can create offense through like that? Honestly, I don't know. Listen, this is like potentially the biggest NBA story of all time for a reason, because it's that weird that this guy who definitely first round pick is now what he is. So, yeah. But we can hope. We can definitely hope.